Madam Speaker, it is worth reminding ourselves what Honourable Pravin Jagnnath said when he was in opposition. See what he said when he was in opposition, and now what he's doing when he's in power. In a press conference which he's given, and on the picture we can see there was Honourable Vice Prime Minister Sudan and Honourable Boda, who was by his side. That was a press conference on the 29th of September 2013, reported in Weekend newspaper, and I'm going to table a copy of the compte rendu of the press conference. This is what he said. The title of the newspaper was National Identity Card Scheme. Pravin Jagnnath accuse Navin Ramgoolam d'avoir mis en route une machinerie infernale. First of all, Honourable Pravin Jagnnath accused the former government of surreptitiously amending laws relating to the national identity card. He is reported to have said in that article, and I quote, « Vous fin dire qu'il fin comploter froidement depuis quelques années déjà. Et en catimini, fin faire un amendement à National Identity Card Act, the Finance Act 2009. The Honourable Prime Minister, then a simple member of the opposition, went to the press and criticized the government for bringing amendment to the National Identity Card en catimini through the Finance Bill of 2009. And today what are we doing? So we're doing the same thing? In the 150 pages, buried in the 150 pages, aren't we amending the National Identity Card Act, the NIC Act? Isn't that doing it in catimini, like his predecessor? Shouldn't the proposed amendment to the identity card, such an important amendment, not be the subject of a standalone bill, where I'm sure many people of this House would have had a chance to voice out their concern? Second thing which the Honourable Pravin Jagnnath said in that press conference is that he objected to the fact that the Civil Status Act had been amended to provide for the recording of such other particulars as may be prescribed. He is reported to have said, and I quote, such other particulars as may be prescribed. Ça capable n'importe quoi. In other words, he was against giving power to the minister, giving him the right by regulation to prescribe what information may be put on the national identity card, because it can be anything, n'importe quoi. And he was right. Fair enough. You should not give a blanket check to the minister to put whatever he wants. But what are we doing now? Section 5 of the NIC Act is being amended to provide, and I quote, subsection 2, every identity card issued in respect of a person shall contain, in electronic form or otherwise, the civil data of the person, the photograph of the person, the date of issue, the address of the person, the signature of the person, and, subsection F, such other information as may be prescribed. Isn't that exactly what you said 2 years ago in the press conference? That it means n'importe quoi, that you were against it, and then today in power, you do the same thing. You give the power to the minister by regulation to put any information on that card which the minister by regulation may want. And that's not all, Madam Speaker. In the same press conference, Honourable Pravin Jagnnath also warned against the people who may have access to personal data when he's reported to have said, and I quote again from the same article, la police, ICAC, et même pas de ministre capable d'avoir accès à une information extrêmement sensible qui concerne un individu, quand nous prenons tout cela ensemble, nous trouvons quelle manière machine-là fin mettre en place. So he was against the police, ICAC, ministries having access to sensitive personal data. And again, let's look today what he's doing with the bill. We are repealing and replacing Section 10 of the NIC Act. We're introducing a new subsection 10, subsection 3, which contains the following position. Without prejudice to the generality of the power under subsection 1, the minister may make by regulation, in particular, to provide for the levying of fees and charges, to prescribe card readers, to prescribe SAM cards, to authorize entities to use readers and read civil data electronically from identity cards, Authorize entities to use card readers equipped with SIM card to read addresses and photograph electronically from identity card. And authorize entities to use, solely for the purpose of identification, such device as may be prescribed equipped with SIM card to read fingerprint image, which I understand will be deleted in the amendment, to read fingerprint minutiae electronically from identity card without copying or storing such data. So under this section 10, subsection 3, Madam Speaker, we are giving power to the Honourable Minister of ICT by regulation to prescribe who can use a card to read the data that is stored on the NIC card. So now, not only the police, not only ICAP, not only ministries, but anyone which the minister wants will be having this machine and will be able to read your sensitive personal data. And I say anyone because, although this is not in the bill, when we look at the annex to the budget speech at page 41, section C7, is clearly stated the National Identity Card Act will be amended to allow reading card data by both public and private agencies, as may be determined by the Ministry of Technology, Communication and Innovation according to set criteria. So now this government is going one step further. Previously, they were criticizing the then government, which will allow the card to be read by ministries, ICAC, and the police. Now they're going to give powers to the minister to prescribe, to allow private, not only government-owned entities, private entities to read the data stored on your identity card. And you can imagine, Madam Speaker, the horror among the population, especially among the militants who had fought so hard against storing of data on the national identity card when they read the proposed amendment. Let us not forget, Madam Speaker, that there has been a constitutional challenge to the NIC Act. There has been a case that went all the way up to the Privy Council. People out there are genuinely worried about the national identity card being misused. People out there are worried that their card may be stolen, and once stolen, may fall in the wrong hands and may be misused. They have read articles in the internet. I have read those too. And despite whatever reassurance which the Honourable Minister Swaminathan has given us in his speech, the fact is that according to reports on the internet, fingerprint minutiae can be reconstructed into fingerprint images. This is what the internet articles, which I've seen, which have been circulated, says. So they are worried, Madam Speaker, that despite that the law provides that there would be, that the card will only read those information, they are clearly worried that there is not sufficient safeguards. There's not sufficient safeguard to ensure that there would not be collection of data, storing of data, and misuse of data. And let us not forget also, Madam Speaker, that before the Privy Council, in the case of Mahadeo and the State, at page 11 of the judgment, Counsel for the State informed the Privy Council, and I quote, the government had not issued card readers which would give access to the minutiae on the chip. This is one of the arguments used by Counsel for the State. Now, if Counsel for the State had informed the Privy Council that the government is going to come and give card reading machines to the private sector, maybe the outcome before the Privy Council would have been different. We don't know. But be that as it may, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that there would be challenges to the national identity, the proposed amendment to the NIC Act if the government insists on going ahead with this bill. In his injunction case, Madam Speaker, the Honourable Praveen Jagnnath, the Counsel for Honourable Praveen Jagnnath, stated that he was not contesting the verification functionality as opposed to the identification functionality. If the Honourable Praveen Jagnnath before the court stated that he didn't have any problem with the card machine, with the card being read for identification purposes, so why today we are going to add information on this card which has nothing to do with the identity of the person? We've heard the Honourable Minister talk about e-health, about medical reports on that card. We heard him say about, civil data, about proof of address on that code. Now, just imagine this card falling in the wrong hands, Madam Speaker, I can find no better words, Madam Speaker, to describe the danger of the proposed amendment to the NIC Act than use the very word which Honourable Pravin Jagannath is reported to have used in weekend newspaper on 29th of September of 2013, and I quote, "La carte souligne-t-il contient un chip qui sert à inscrire des renseignements de base pour chaque citoyen. Ça provient d'un instrument politique terrible dans la main d'un gouvernement travailliste pour faire harcèlement, victimisation et persécution, prévient-il. Toute qualité de dominaire et persécution, Ramgoulam pour capable faire avec l'information qui pourrait aller au nouveau code identité. Il y a un danger, ce qui peut faire. C'est un tyran, un dictateur capable d'agir de la sorte et qui fait à cause de ça même qu'il félicite Mugabe." Madam Speaker, les paroles s'envolent, les écrits restent. Today in government, whatever the Honourable Pravin Jagannath has been saying against Ramgoulam, against the travaillists, he's doing exactly the same thing today. Exactly the same thing that he was reproaching members of the government when he was in the opposition. For this reason, Madam Speaker, that I would urge the Prime Minister to withdraw this amendment, hold consultation with stakeholders, come up with specific amendments, instead of giving powers to the ministers to prescribe what information can go on that character. Already set out what information. If you want to limit it to e-health, already provide that is going to contain this information. Don't leave it open.